Imagine a boy with dreams as vast as the sky, yet born into a world that seeks to shackle his spirit. He is born into slavery. His first cries are met not with joy, but with the cold reality of chains and bondage. He is far from home. Torn from the warmth of his family, he finds himself in a foreign land, surrounded by unfamiliar faces and harsh conditions. He is just a boy, but he dreams of freedom. In the quiet moments, he looks to the horizon, imagining a life where he can run free, where his laughter isn't stifled by fear. This boy is Jubo Jubogha, a name that will one day be spoken with reverence and respect. The world will come to know him as King Jaja of Opobo, a name that will echo through the annals of history as a symbol of resilience and leadership. Jaja was born in present-day Nigeria around 1821, a land rich in culture and history, yet marred by the scars of colonialism and slavery. He was captured and sold into slavery as a child. His innocence was stolen, and his childhood was replaced with the harsh realities of servitude. Can you imagine that? Being just a child and being forced to work for someone else. To have your dreams crushed under the weight of chains, to have your freedom taken away, to live each day under the watchful eyes of those who see you as nothing more than property. But Jaja was no ordinary boy. He possessed a spirit that refused to be broken, a mind that was sharp and a heart that was unyielding. He was smart and strong. He learned quickly, absorbing knowledge like a sponge, and his physical strength grew with each passing day. He quickly rose through the ranks of the slaves. He became a leader. His natural charisma and intelligence set him apart, and others began to look up to him. He earned the respect of his fellow captives. They saw in him a beacon of hope, a leader who could guide them through the darkest of times. Jaja's mind was always at work, strategizing and planning. He knew that to gain freedom, he needed more than just strength. He needed a plan. He sought wisdom from the elders, learning the ways of leadership and the art of negotiation. He understood that knowledge was power. He honed his skills, both physical and mental, preparing himself for the day when he could seize his destiny. Jaja inspired others with his vision of freedom. His words ignited a spark in the hearts of his fellow captives, giving them hope and courage. And then the day came. Under the cover of night, Jaja led a daring escape. His leadership and bravery guided them through the perilous journey to freedom. They reached safety, and for the first time they tasted the sweet air of freedom. It was a moment of triumph, a testament to Jaja's indomitable spirit. Jaja's journey didn't end there. He continued to rise, eventually becoming a powerful leader. His story is one of transformation, from a boy in chains to a king revered by his people. Today, Jaja of Opobo's legacy lives on. He is remembered not just as a king, but as a symbol of resilience, courage, and the unbreakable human spirit. His story continues to inspire generations, reminding us that no matter the circumstances of our birth, we can rise above and achieve greatness. Born in chains, destined for greatness. Jaja's life is a testament to the power of dreams, the strength of the human spirit, and the enduring quest for freedom. Jaja was Igbo, and the Igbo people were known for their resilience. They were traders, farmers, and artisans. They had a strong sense of community, and they were not easily subdued.
Jaja carried the Igbo spirit within him. He never gave up hope. He never stopped dreaming of a better life. He knew that his destiny was not to be a slave. He was destined for greatness.
Jaja found himself in Bani, a major trading post in the Niger Delta. This bustling hub was a melting pot of cultures and commerce, where traders from various regions converged to exchange goods and ideas. The air was thick with the scent of spices, the sound of haggling voices, and the sight of vibrant textiles. The Niger Delta was a network of rivers and creeks, a labyrinthine waterway that connected distant lands and facilitated trade. These waterways were the lifeblood of the region, providing sustenance and a means of transport for countless communities. It was a place of great natural beauty, with lush green landscapes and scenic views that stretched as far as the eye could see. The delta was teeming with wildlife, and its fertile lands were a testament to nature's bounty. It was also a place of great opportunity. The markets were alive with activity, as traders bartered and negotiated for goods. The potential for wealth and prosperity was immense for those who were willing to seize it. The Bani River was a hub for the palm oil trade, a commodity that was in high demand both locally and internationally. The river was dotted with boats laden with barrels of palm oil, ready to be shipped to distant shores. European merchants came from far and wide to trade for this valuable commodity. They brought with them goods from their own lands, creating a vibrant exchange of cultures and commerce. The presence of these foreign traders added a new dimension to the local economy. Jaja saw this as his chance. He observed the bustling trade with keen interest, recognizing the potential for growth and success. He was determined to carve out a place for himself in this dynamic environment. He learned the palm oil trade quickly, mastering the intricacies of negotiation and commerce. Jaja's sharp mind and quick wit made him a formidable trader, and he soon gained the respect of his peers. He became a successful trader in his own right, amassing wealth and influence. His success was not just measured in monetary terms, but also in the relationships he built and the trust he earned within the community.
But Jaja wanted more. He was not content with merely being a successful trader. He had a vision for a greater future, one where he could lead and inspire his people. He wanted to be free, free from the constraints of colonial influence and the limitations imposed by others. Jaja dreamed of a life where he and his people could determine their own destiny. He wanted to create a better life for himself and his people, a life where they could thrive and prosper, free from oppression and exploitation. Jaja's vision was one of unity and progress, where everyone had the opportunity to succeed. Jaja knew he had the strength, the intelligence, and the determination to be a king. He believed in his ability to lead and to make a difference. With unwavering resolve, he set out to turn his dreams into reality, to rise above his circumstances and claim his rightful place as a leader.
Tensions were rising in Bani. Jaja, now a powerful merchant and leader, challenged the old order. He knew that the people needed a strong leader. He knew that he was that leader. Jaja and his followers broke away from Bani. They traveled up the river to a new location. They founded a new settlement. They called it Opobo. The year was 1869. Jaja, the former slave, was now King Jaja of Opobo. A new kingdom is born.
King Jaja was a wise and just ruler. He established a strong central government. He built schools and hospitals. He promoted trade and commerce. Opobo flourished under his rule. It became a major center of trade. It rivaled the power of Bani.
The British, who had established a strong presence in the region, took notice. They were impressed by Jaja's leadership. They signed treaties with him. They recognized Opobo as an independent state.
But the British were also wary of Jaja's power. They feared his growing influence. They wanted to control the palm oil trade themselves.
The British began to undermine Jaja's authority. They spread rumors about him. They tried to turn his allies against him.
Jaja refused to bow to the British. He defended Opobo's independence. He knew that the British were a threat to his people's freedom. He would not allow them to take away what he had fought so hard to build. The British invited King Jaja to a peace conference, promising a discussion of peace and mutual respect. They assured him that this meeting would pave the way for a harmonious relationship between the British Empire and the Kingdom of Opobo. Jaja was hesitant to go. He suspected a trap. His instincts told him that the British might have ulterior motives, but the promise of peace was too significant to ignore. But he also knew that he could not appear weak. As a leader, he had to demonstrate strength and courage, not just to his people, but also to the British. He had to show them that he was a formidable leader who would not be easily intimidated. He had to show the British that he was not afraid of them. His resolve was firm, and he decided to attend the conference, hoping that his presence would convey his willingness to negotiate, but also his readiness to defend his kingdom.
Jaja boarded a British ship. He was unarmed, a gesture of goodwill and trust. He believed that this act would be reciprocated by the British, that they would honor their word and engage in honest dialogue. He believed that the British would honor their word. He was wrong. The moment he stepped onto the ship, the atmosphere changed. The British official's friendly demeanor vanished, replaced by cold, calculating stares. The British arrested him on the spot. They had no intention of negotiating peace. Instead, they saw this as an opportunity to eliminate a powerful leader who stood in the way of their colonial ambitions. They accused him of obstructing trade. They betrayed his trust. The charges were baseless, a mere pretext to justify their treachery. Jaja's heart sank as he realized the depth of their deceit.
The look on Jaja's face was a mixture of anger and despair. He had been outmaneuvered, not on the battlefield but through cunning and deceit. This betrayal was not just a personal affront, but a blow to his entire kingdom. The British had shown their true colors, and the consequences of this treachery would echo through the annals of history. Jaja was exiled to the West Indies. He was never allowed to return to his beloved Opobo. He died in exile in 1891. He was a king without a throne. He was a leader without a people. King Jaja's story is a tragedy. It is a story of betrayal. It is a story of the resilience of the human spirit.
Jaja was a remarkable man. He was a visionary leader. He was a symbol of African resistance to European colonialism.
Jaja's memory lived on in the hearts of his people. He became a legend. He was the boy who was born into slavery and rose to become a king. He was the embodiment of the Igbo spirit. King Jaja's story is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope.
It is a reminder that one person can make a difference. It is a reminder that we must never give up fighting for what we believe in.
So what is a king? Is it someone who wears a crown? Or is it someone who fights for his people? Jaja was a king who never forgot where he came from. He was a king who fought for the freedom of his people. He was a king who lived a life of courage, dignity, and honor. And that is a legacy worth remembering.